Good morning, grasshoppers. This is your RJ. Welcome to the Bot Signal Friday show. Friday wins. Report all of your wins to us. We're going to talk about them. We're going to celebrate them. We're going to talk about why this is important. All of that right after this. The Bot Signal has appeared in the sky. Ladies, gentlemen, and every coordinate in between. Welcome to the Bot Signal. My name is RJ Redden. Entrepreneurs hire me to skyrocket their marketing because most feel like they're shouting into a black hole online. They can't get traction to save their lives. Many just sound like a carbon copy of everybody else. So, I create epic engagement experiences that get people to click that button, connect with you, and convert like crazy. Bottom line, if you want your business to soar, better take the woman in the cape. Hello. So, Friday wins. What is it? What's it all about? Today, we're going to celebrate our wins of the week. This is important. This is super important for entrepreneurs everywhere. You know what? You have got to take a step back and look at how you've been successful. If you never do that, burnout is on the way. It is. Entrepreneurs burn out a lot. You know what? There's a lot going on. There's a lot to know. This week I learned about financial stuff that I've never known before. And, things continue to be revealed. And there are ways that you've got to protect yourself. And then there's other things that you've got to do. And there's so much out there that sometimes it feels like a never ending list. Sometimes it feels like no matter what you get done, you will never be done. And it's often super overwhelming. And if you try to think about it at once, it might just make you tired. I don't know, maybe. So that's why we have Friday wins. We have Friday wins so that we can look at some of these things, examine, hey, this is where things went right this week. And to me, it's my favorite show of the week. So here we go, my friends. Now, if you're new here, go ahead and drop your wins in the comments so that we can celebrate them properly. Because that's very, very important, as you know. And while I am waiting for some of you to drop your wins in this week, I'm going to go ahead and start with a couple of my own just to get the ball rolling. Last night, I attended the Black Business Empowerment Town Hall on Clubhouse. Now, many of you know I rave about Clubhouse. I do. I do because I want to get people there. It is a great place to be. It is a wonderful place to cheer people on, to help some, drop in and say something sometimes. It's a good place to gather. And last night, there was this, I'm part of a strategy hackers group, and it's a real diverse group of people. The most diverse I'm probably a part of, honestly. And they had a Black Business Empowerment Town Hall that went kind of from room to room. So it was an interesting setup for a gathering. What makes it interesting is, of course, the audio format is one of the things that makes it interesting, so that people can drop in. The thing is, I think on Clubhouse too, the fact that people can't see you kind of empowers some people to speak up, because you don't have to be on camera, and some people really enjoy that. It really is. It's like a paradise for introverts. This thing is, and it's interesting because we had about 5 topics last night. So each topic lasted a half an hour, and then we hopped rooms. We did that because you can't change the title of a meeting in progress. on Clubhouse. So they set up all the rooms ahead of time and we just hopped from room to room for each specific topic. So that was interesting too, because what it did was even though we we kind of we kept to the time pretty well, I thought. We kept to the time pretty well, but it encouraged people to offer their comments with some brevity. Um And it also, did something which I rarely think of for live events, but is so important, and that is leave them wanting more. Leave them wanting more, because if you leave them and they're awesome, and they're all transformed and changed for the better, then why would they need to come talk to you again, you know? The conversations that we're having last night seem to be conversations that need to be had on a regular basis and not just one time. And I learned a lot. I mean, the most important thing I learned from going to that the Black Business Empowerment Town Hall last night. It's a big name, isn't it? Um, the biggest thing is I that I learned is that I have a lot to learn. I have a lot to learn about cultures besides mine, and that was really, really important. So that was a huge win. Liesel, hey, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a long time. Welcome, welcome. I'm just so glad you're here today. I've joined a course just for my pleasure. Sing jazz like a pro. Yes. That sounds like a lot of fun. I wanted my daughter to join. She's into opera, but here I am instead. It gives me so much energy to do something just as a hobby. I work so much and my business is my hobby, so this is needed. Oh, it sure is. Holy moly. Let's celebrate that one twice. Celebrate that one twice because, my friends, we absolutely need something to something to take up our time besides our businesses. I mean, because that's the other way to burnout, right? Is the all of a sudden now we have got, we just can't do anymore. That is a difficult place to be for an entrepreneur. I congratulate you. That is amazing. And I just my heart is full. I want to congratulate you because that's just one of those things that for entrepreneurs we tend to be real focused at the road ahead. Entrepreneurs are the only crazy people in the world that will ditch a 40-hour job to work 80 hours a week for themselves. That's a joke. That's a joke. Please do not work 80 hours a week. But that joke is kind of there's a little bit of truth to it in that we will work so hard to make our babies thrive. We will. And gosh, sometimes you gotta take some time for yourself. Scheduled time off. You are worth a huge celebration there. What you're doing, I support it, and I hope to hear stories about it. Um, Liesel says I have an Android, so I have a reason to stay out of the Clubhouse world. You do, and I get it. But I'm really the conversations that I'm having on there on a daily basis, except for the weekends, because I take the weekends off, are of more depth and have a hell of a lot more meaning than anything that takes place on any of the other platforms for me. Um, LinkedIn, I love. Love being on that platform, exploring what people do, um, hanging out with people. It's awesome. It's wonderful. But on Clubhouse is where the meaningful stuff takes place for me. And I'm drawing meaningful people to my business. Not just drawing a crowd. Social media is not about just build the crowd as big as you can get it. Social media for me is about who can I draw to me that is, I'm cool with lesser numbers for more quality people, is what I'm trying to say. I've been trying to say it for the last couple of minutes here, so finally got it out there. I know that's a celebration in itself. Yes, Stacy, we will do anything for our baby to survive. That, my friend, is the absolute truth. Club Blab House. That's about what it is, isn't it? Except for Blab was incredibly unstable. For those of you who remember 5 years ago now, 6? Like in internet years, that's like 300 years. Anyway, there was a video app that did much the same as Clubhouse, except Clubhouse is different. Clubhouse, you can really, you can, you know, well, stability, one. I've never had Clubhouse ditch on me. Whereas in Blab, it happened all the time. We were constantly apologizing and covering for people that had to drop out of the broadcast. We don't have to do that in Clubhouse. Thank you, Clubhouse. But aside from the stability, there was also, and I suppose there might be on Clubhouse as well, sort of some hero worship things and what they call the big rooms with over 1,000 people and like 4 speakers or something like that. You know what? For me, those don't hold any worth. For other people, they hold some worth. Maybe they're getting in there and networking really well. That could be happening. Absolutely. For me, though, it's the small rooms. It's getting to know humans. It's actually talking to human beings about what they do, who they are, why they do what they do. That makes me want to get on the platform and do something, which is very much unlike my attitudes for other social platforms. Winka, winka. All right. More. Let's see here. Lucky you with an iPhone. That's the truth. Well, and I mean, the iPad works as well, which is really, really nice. Because you can get on there with an iPad as well. Build the right crowd. Let's talk about that for a second, and let's just show that comment because go. Let's talk about that for a second. Let's talk about building the right crowd. Let's talk about building a crowd with intention. This is something that I've been learning a little bit about as I am going out there. I am looking for speaking engagements right now. And what I'm finding is that when I think of building a crowd, I'm always thinking of I'm constantly in this mode where I'm thinking, okay, build a crowd of people who want to learn about what I'm teaching about. Obviously, right? But the other part of that is that I also want to, I've got to be fed to be able to feed others. And including in part of that crowd, people who do things like gamification for a living, people who do some of the things that I talk about and they're experts at it, bringing that influence into the crowd as well. I never thought about building a real diverse crowd. And we don't, we because we think about building a crowd of people who might buy for us. Okay, who's our target market? Okay, they might buy from us. Okay, let's do that. We kind of just wrap it up right there. But when you're talking about building the right crowd, building a community, it's different. It's different than just creating a Facebook group and going with it. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot more to it. And I feel it's a greater endeavor, and it's a harder endeavor. It's a harder one, because I have that challenge myself, feeding that community, making those things happen. That is really, really important stuff. And it doesn't always pop up in my head as a to do. So anyway, I will work on that. More comments, which reminds me, you and Mary Nanali must meet. Well then, then we must. And I'm sure that we shall. Very good. Pop your wins in the week, my friend, for the week in the comments, my friends. Stacy, I'm talking to you. Liesel's already dropped a major win in the comments for us. And I wanna keep celebrating because you people are awesome. You're awesome. Wherever you are, wherever you come from, whatever you've done, if you're an entrepreneur, life ain't always easy. So Friday's when we stop to smell the roses or whatever flowers we happen to be walking by, my friends. Or, that is if we're outside. This is theoretically outside. This is hypothetical, all right? All right. So other wins this week. For me, it's been a big week. There's been a lot of work going on, which is really awesome stuff. I've had a lot of people contact me and get in some negotiations for some future work. So hey, my friends, if you're hoping that I will do some work with you, get in now. Get in right now so that we can get some work done. Um, because the future is about to be full of work. For me, the another win this week was I attended two things yesterday. I attended an all-day event. It was a speaker boot camp with my coach Jane M. Powers, and you have to say the M or she gets mad and she talks to you about it. Anyway, my favorite crazy redhead had and Dr. Stevie Dawn. They jointly put on a uh, live event yesterday. I love live events. You know what I mean? I always have. Live events feel like this bubble. And this is virtual or in person. I tend to go to the smaller live events. I can get to know people a little bit more. I just like smaller venues. And for me, the value is a heck of a lot more when I can possibly get to know on a deeper level some of the people in the room. It makes me so happy, everybody. So yeah, it was an Amazeballs event. Yes, it was. Uh, it was a great event. And well, so yesterday, Stacy and I were talking, and I can't even remember what we were about, what it was all about. I think it was maybe your intromercial, but I was just thinking about the productivity confessional. Absolutely, because a lot of people come. I used to do productivity years and years ago, and people would say, they just wanted to get it off their chest, what had happened, what they've done, and now it's more technology for me in general. But yeah, I mean, it's a whole get it off your chest. It's okay, just tell us what's going on. Anyway, that I hope that you do that. And I'm certainly open if you need it done. Productivity confessional bot. That just sounds so fun, doesn't it? Okay. Um so attending yesterday, really, digging into some of the cool stuff. I always love her events. And honestly, folks, sign up for those things cuz they're pretty rad. I love them because I always learn something. I have been with Jane for 2.5 years, and yesterday I learned something. I learned something every time. Also, I get to know really quality people. You know what I mean? Like we spend, well, maybe we don't anymore. I know I don't anymore. If you've been trying to get a hold of me on Facebook and it's not in Messenger, you're not going to get much response. Cuz I just don't spend time on Facebook anymore. I post like a good girl, like a good business owner. Sure. Uh however, I'm not, you know, I'm just not going back to answer notifications. I'm not doing any of that stuff because it's not some of the social networks are just not worth the time. Um, I get too many notifications about too many things I don't care about. Um, where's it end? Where's it end? But when I spend time, real good time, with about 20 people in a room, there you go. There you go. Virtual, live, I don't care. I can get to know those people. I can joke with them. I can, deliver little surprises on my screen. I can be effective in a room like that. So next time you get an opportunity to go to a live event like that, do it. Speaking of which, of course, mine is coming up March 11th. Link in the description. Now, other awesome things that have happened to me this week. This is I'm going back to last Saturday now. But last Saturday I was able to spend the whole day. I was able to spend the whole day in the art studio just making things. Just making things. Things that I like. Things that I like. Making little sculptures we're gonna use in our games, which are coming. Making, just painting things, making stuff happen. I love making stuff with my hands because so much of my time is dedicated toward making transformations, but they can't be seen. So I like to make things with my hands so I can see the product of my work and hold it. It makes a difference to me. So we're gonna celebrate that because that has been an awesome, awesome thing for me to be able to have some time to myself where I'm able to just take those things and make them happen. And it feeds my business. It feeds my business when I'm able to do that because I remember that I'm more than just my business. I remember that there's more to me and I get to deep dive into something completely different. So, as we were talking about at the beginning with Liesel, and learning new skills and things like that that don't have anything to do with your business, please do this. For the sake of your business, please do this. Um, one of the benefit to me is just I get to take some time off. Now, I'm only in the basement. My computer's right upstairs. So, I'm not in Cancun or something. Giggle, giggle. I'm not in Cancun. I can check my computer if I want to. I can get, pop into a meeting if I'm needed. I can do all of that stuff. But um one day a week, if I can just disappear for a bit, it helps me out so much because it just reminds me that I'm a whole human being and it helps my brain and it recharges me to be able to delve into something else for a while. Anyway, getting off on that topic a little bit. Um, let's see other wins this week, and if you've got any, toss them in there. We got about 6 minutes, and I want to make the most of your time and mine. So other wins this week. Um, gosh, I'll tell you. I was able to. I was able to make some video this week that I had wanted to make for a really long time. Um, boy, that was awesome. It was just awesome. Oh wait, I forgot something. Holy moly. So sorry. I just remembered somebody put a win in here and I didn't celebrate it. Okay, we'll show this one. My first subscriber for Tech Foundation Pro started yesterday. Let me just say that is a huge win. Gotta love that. And I believe that's Stacy, your new white label product. Gosh, if you want to hear about that, do get a hold of the Stacy. But wow, great stuff. It's great when you build something and people show up. You know what I'm saying? It's awesomeness. It's absolutely the best. So congratulations to you. I hope that y'all have a really good weekend. And whatever you choose to do, whether it's just getting out and taking a walk, if you don't live in Nebraska, getting out and taking a walk, spending some time with the family, or deep diving into a hobby, or just freaking opening a book that doesn't have anything to do with your business and reading for a while. No matter what it is, I hope you choose to do it this weekend. Recharge a little bit. You know what? You are worth a little bit of time off. You're worth it. Your brain will thank you. Your body will thank you. And you will feel recharged for the amazing amount of stuff that you have to accomplish next week. And I know you do because I do too. And that's what I know about you. I want to thank you for being here today. Next week, we're going to have a week full of shows. This week, we had a couple of blank spots in there. But next week, we have it all going on. And that's what I know. That's what I know. Take care of yourself out there this week. Take care of each other if you can. And you're the greatest audience in the world. Thank you for coming today. Come back by next week. And if you want to sign up for the free March 11th event, do so. Link is in the description there. Make it happen. And I'll see you all in a bot.